I don't know if it's in this draft or not, but there was one word that did away with all previous in this one of these.
Previous ordinances?
Yes.
I think, and Don can be specific about this ordinance will supersede is a legal word, but basically you're correct. Do away with all prior ordinances. This will be the only ordinance. There will be no references to prior ordinances. This is it.
As it relates to floodplain.
Yes.
Yeah.
As it relates to floodplain.
I would like to ask Mr. Hastings a question.
Sure. Up to the president.
I mean,
Did you obtain a permit in 2007 to drill a well in the floodplain?
if you want to get technical about it, FEMA didn't recognize, I believe, until 2010, 2011.
No, you better go back and look. There was an ordinance in place in Doddridge County.
I understand the ordinance in place. What ordinance in place was enacted in 1991?
In 1991. And this ordinance that we're talking about now superseded that. But it said if anything in the old ordinance was contradictory to it, the old ordinance applied. You did not get a permit in 2007 to drill a well in this same floodplain, which you moved a tremendous amount of earth into the floodplain. So let's sit down and be quiet.
You want me to sit down and be quiet, or do you want me to answer your question? Because FEMA did not recognize oil and gas drilling as subject to the FEMA regulations until an interim bulletin was issued, I think in 2010 or 2011, and county commissions across the country did not recognize that and subject that until that time. I think that's the answer to your question. Now I will sit down and shut up.
Your landman, I asked him about filling in the floodplain because I deal with the floodplain every day, just about. And I asked him, how are you getting away with filling in the floodplain? And he said, when we get the permit from DEP, we can do as we damn well please. So, but I'd like to ask another question while we were talking on things here. If I clean out a stream that's causing stream blockage that may flood homes, I have to remove all of that debris and take it out of the floodplain. If we clean out a creek and get settlement out of a creek to supplement the flow of the creek and so forth, we have to move that dirt and take it out of the floodplain. The state highway department cannot dump a load of dirt in the floodplain. So while we have several regulations that says you can't do this, and then we have other regulations that says you can do as you please, I don't understand the system.
Thank you, Jim. Okay, we're going to move on to item B. You have a question?
Item B, I don't have the
Sorry. Dan Wellings and Donald Kemp, attorney, floodplain ordinance review. We're going to review it. Before we do any reviewing, I need a motion to retract the first reading that we did last week.
I'll make a motion to retract the first meeting.
Motion has been made. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Nay. Ayes have it. Floodplain ordinance retracted first reading. This will be our first reading tonight. Is that correct?
Well, no, I would suggest that it will not be the first reading tonight because, again, I anticipate that there will be suggestions made that the commission will vote upon tonight that have to be, this is why it's so difficult. I mean, people wonder, well, why do you go into executive session, or why are things being done? You know, and I can appreciate that you all don't know me because I'm not from Doddridge County. But a document such as this is impossible to draft in a public meeting. I mean, the public meeting would last 3 months. Literally, every time that changes are made to this document, it takes me a day to sit at my office to write and contemplate the best language that we can put in the document. So I anticipate that there will be changes that will be made to this document that are voted upon by the commission tonight, where I will go back to my office and try to incorporate language that will be appropriate for the voted change. And then there will be a fifth draft that will be put up for first reading. And hopefully that will be a perfect draft.
With all due respect, Don, and this may not be popular in the room, quite frankly, I would recommend the county commission not voting on all these issues tonight to give them an opportunity to fully consider the matters. Some of these comments we may be in agreement on, and we can just rubber stamp them and go on. There are some things that I think that you need to take more time than just listening to us bicker back and forth. And my suggestion, I see Mr. Foster agreeing with me. If Mr. Foster's agreeing with me, I must be right on this issue. Is that right, Mr. Foster? pretty close. That'd be my suggestion.
And again, I don't have any problem with that, other than we have to move with some dispatch to get to a final product at some point. Because again, we have people that want to seek a permit, and we do need an ordinance in place that one can take action upon. So as long as, I know everyone here, and you're suggesting it, I assume EQT agrees with it taking more time, but I know JB Industries isn't in agreement with that because they filed suit yesterday.
What I would suggest, and I know it's a concern with some of the members of this county, we filed a lawsuit over the issue, so it's been a concern of ours, open meeting laws. I would submit that, and most people that are interested in this probably showed up tonight and make a public record of it, that you guys schedule a time to just have an executive session meeting where you can meet with the county commission and discuss all these matters, and they can make those decisions, and then maybe the next county commission meeting publicize the revised draft of what they decide.
I think under the current status of the public meeting law, we could meet an executive session. I could explain, there could be discussion, but there cannot be a personal expression of a vote, because there can't be any voting in an executive session. So technically, that executive session could occur. We could then reconvene and go line item by line item and have the commission vote upon motions as it relates to each of those events, and that would be appropriate.
Yeah, and again, no further comment after tonight on the issue going forward. That meeting could go to another 6 or 7 hours. Everybody complaining about it. Just my suggestion.
I would like I gave the county commission a piece of paper, each one of them, and I underscored a certain part of that about open meetings. I would like for one of the county commissioners to read that portion that I underscored.
You like to read it?
Just that portion, or?
Yeah, just that
The
portion.
whole paragraph?
No, just that portion.
Mr. Commissioner, what are you reading from? Is it the Washington Code?
Yeah.
Okay.
6-9A-1.
Yes. Thank you.
The legislature finds that it would be unrealistic, if not impossible, to carry on the business of government should every meeting, every contact, and every discussion seeking advice and counsel in order to acquire the necessary information, data, or intelligence needed by a governing body were required to be a public meeting.
So what it's saying is that the county commission, Mr. Sneed in his office, you as a representative, and a representative from other agencies could meet and discuss this and iron out the nicks and turns in this ruling or in this ordinance and so forth, and come back with a document to be presented to the public, because I concur with everything that you say, that you cannot change this ordinance in a public meeting. You'll be here the rest of your life.
Well, I appreciate your comment. I think you're correct. This particular county commission literally has been more open,
Right.
more transparent, more considerate of public comment, more considerate of written comment than any county commission that I've ever witnessed. I will tell you that I've seen county commission meetings last 6 minutes. So I hope that people understand that here in Doddridge County, as citizens, you get to play more of a role in your government than any other county that I've ever witnessed have a public meeting. And I think you should appreciate that, and this county commission is very patient. And we really do want to hear all to make sure that if you have a great idea, that it gets encompassed in the document.
But this is not a secret. This is not a secret meeting of the county commission nor the people involved. This is a place to finalize and purify this ordinance. Now, I'm a chairman of a couple of committees for the state, And I would not have thought about having an open quorum. I would have sat down with whoever it took. We would have went over the ordinance and everything, and we would have come to a conclusion of what we think is best of it. We would have presented it to the people, and they would have voted on it. And if they didn't like it, we'd go back to the drawing board. But you cannot conduct this kind of business in an open quorum.
Well, the only thing I'd say to you, sir, is due respect, I agree with you, but nevertheless, I've received letters that suggest that the commission is shady, or that it's secretive.
So what's new in West Virginia politics?
But it's not. That's what's wrong with comments like that. That it's really insulting to have someone suggest that these three citizens who ran for your public commission are shady or backhanded. I've not seen any of that. And frankly, to be honest with you, I haven't seen any of that from Doddridge County North in West Virginia. I've not been
North.
to
As a resident of Dodge South.
Thanks for the report.